Hello, I'm Kabalama and this is episode 10 of Rule the Waves 2 Let's Play Japan. And I'm going to start by recapping on the current situation. So we've just built a 35,000 ton battleship and we're building a near copy of that battleship, the Potawatomi. It's just a slightly more modernised version of the Shuri. We've built two new cruisers, which are very powerful. They've got 12 8-inch guns, they're fast at 31 knots, and they've got enough armour to beat the 6-inch guns of light cruisers. We've built a cruiser, the Kaizoko, which is designed for raiding. The Kaizoko has got long range, it's got reliable engines. If we look at what we're also building, we've got a sister of the Kaizoko, which is just about to finish. We've got 4 Mogami type cruisers. These are all light cruisers. One we're building ourselves, and we're also building ones in Germany, USA, and Britain. The reason we're doing that is to get their technologies, and we're also building or converting our first aircraft carrier. So we've got the beginnings of a good fleet here. What I'm going to do next is have a look at what our potential opponents have got. Looking on the map, in our local area, we've got America. We've got Britain here, we've got America in the Philippines, which we can't reach. We've got this French colony, which we're on the edge of being able to reach. So it looks like our next war, in terms of ones that we can successfully invade, is either going to be America or Britain, or possibly France. We've got high tensions with Germany, and with France and with Russia. We might fight the Russians again, but it's going to be one of these 5 countries. It won't be Italy because we don't have any land area that's close to them, so there's nothing we can invade from them, nor can they invade any of ours. So let's look at Germany. Their biggest ship, they've got a lot more ships than us. That's 27 knots and under 13-inch guns. Our most modern ships have 15-inch guns. That's got lots of 13-inch guns. It's got a broadside of 10 guns. It's reasonably fast and it's well armoured. And they've got three of those class. Britain again has a large fleet. The most modern ships, that's got 14-inch guns and a 12-inch belt. Their best battle cruisers, that's got 12 14-inch guns, so it's very formidably armed. It's only got a light belt, but it is reasonably fast. And they're also building some bigger ships here. And the 2 Howe class that they're building are probably going to be very formidable ships. They will probably be armed with 14 or 15-inch guns. And probably quite a lot of these ones have got 10 14-inch guns. So these ones are probably something like 12 14-inch guns and fast. France, they're a bit smaller. Look at their modern ships. That's 13-inch, very similar to the German ship. Marseille has also got 13-inch. They don't have any guns bigger than 13-inch, but these ships here have all got 10 13-inch guns. So they're all quite well armed. Don't forget that all our battleships, except for 2, are armed with 12-inch guns. Russia, they built some new ships. That's armed with 13-inch guns. So they've got 2 ships, 3 ships armed with 13-inch guns, the rest armed with 12-inch guns. We've shown that we can beat the Russian ships anyway. I'm not scared of the Russians. USA, again, they've got a big fleet. Their ships tend to be quite small. This has got 8 15-inch guns. Its armour isn't particularly thick and it's very slow. Their newest completed battle cruiser has got 8 13-inch guns and a 9-inch belt, and it's actually slower than our fast battleships. So I'm not enormously worried about the Americans, but they are a bigger country than us. If we look at the total size of their fleet, their naval budget is almost twice ours. They've got 16 battleships plus 3 battle cruisers. That's 19 ships compared to our 7 on one building. So they've got 19 compared to our 8. We've got 4 pre-dreadnoughts. The only other country with pre-dreadnoughts is Britain. All the others have been scrapped, and we probably want to scrap ours. What I could do, because these ships are all about to be built, is I could start another battle, and we've got lots of funds, is I could build a big new ship because we can build 52,000 ton ships. So let's see what sort of battleship we could build. So if we built a ship in Britain using the same level of armour as the Potawatomi, but going to the full displacement the British would have, we could give it 10 15-inch guns, or we could remove this B turret and give it some extra armour, because it's not particularly well armoured. So let's remove that. We'll delete that turret. Now if we look at that, we're only armoured up to 19,000, a range of 19,000 with our 3-inch deck armour. So we'll increase the deck armour a little. I will increase the belt armour to 15. What does it seem that gives us a much bigger zone of immunity. That's a better ship. So that's the sort of thing we can build in Britain. That would cost us 5,500 per month, which we can just about afford with these 5 ships plus this residue here. In fact, we could build something a bit bigger than that. Or we could build something locally. If we built it locally, we can build it a lot bigger. Our guns aren't as good, which is a shame, but we could have an extra turret. Just about. And we could reduce the armour a little. I think I'm actually going to go with the British design. So we're going to build the ship in Britain. We're going to give it 43,000 tons of displacement, speed of 28 like our other battleships. It's going to be more heavily armoured than our existing ships. Torpedo defence will still be 2. We can go up to 16-inch guns in Britain, so we're going to have 8 16-inch guns, so it's very powerfully armed. It's going to have a director and a director for the secondary guns. It's also going to have dual-purpose 4-inch guns, 20 of them. They'll also be useful against small ships like destroyers. It's going to have 2 torpedo tubes each side and 2 aircraft. So I think that's a good balanced design. So let's have that. So we're going to call that Saharin, which is the Japanese for Sakhalin, which is one of our provinces that we conquered during the last war. And that will be ready in 4 months when these are about finishing. Superimposed turrets on CA. "12 additional submarines, of course. And we can build purpose-built CVLs now, which we'll probably be building some fairly soon. And so let's have a look at these submarines. Must have 36 submarines building. The reason it's doing that is because we're already building some submarines. So what we need to do is to unbuild some of these. But if we do that, then that's going to cost a lot of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for a few months. It's now August, and I'm going to leave that until about November time, when this ship is about finished, and then I'll do it then. And now we can build these submarines. We should send a diplomatic note in the strongest possible language. Russia has stolen technology from us, or we shouldn't get upset. And we're okay for building submarines. CV conversions. And now we don't need to build those submarines, so we can unbuild them. And is there anything that's nearing completion? Yes, that one. Our Navy needs the best technology money can buy. Inclined battle. No, we shouldn't get upset with Spain because we want to stay on good terms with Britain. Queen Mary. So this is the new British battle cruiser. It's got 9 16-inch guns. To compare with our ships have got 8 16-inch guns, and they're 1 knot slower, but they are better armoured. So our ships would probably win in a fight if the British didn't run away. How are our submarines getting on? They still need a few more months. Ah, the Russian Navy has a majority of their heavy ships in active status. What should we do? Nothing. And we seem to be running out of money, so these will all have to go into Holt. That gives us a bit of extra money. Or we can unhold those. A bit more money. What I'm trying to do is get a lot of these submarines so they're just on the point of completion. We can't manage that in the budget. We've run out of money. There's been a political murder in the Balkans. Shall we demand that the guilty are brought to justice? There should be a diplomatic solution, or nations stupid enough to put their fingers in the Balkan fire should realise that they can get burned. Well, that gives us tension. That gives us budget and a bit of tension. I think I'm going to go for a diplomatic solution. That gives us some budget. So now, the reason we're doing this so that a lot of our submarines are very close to being completed is so that when we start a war, we'll be able to do it and have some submarines completed very quickly once the war starts. Because if you finish your submarines when you're at peacetime, then you have to. They cost quite a lot of upkeep, 20 a month for a small one, or 40 a month for a big one. Oh, 12 additional destroyers. Of course, sir. Actually, we do need destroyers, so that's actually, I mean, that's a reasonably sensible thing to do. Alt construction. Right, that gives us some extra money. Let's build destroyers. So our new Fubuki class destroyer is large, 15,000 tons. It's got a very fast speed of 34 knots. Our previous only had 30 knots. And it's got 9 torpedo tubes, 3 5-inch guns, 5 4-inch guns, so it's heavily armed. It's even got some anti-aircraft guns. These secondary guns will be able to be upgraded later as anti-aircraft guns, dual-purpose guns. So it's fast, it's got lots of guns, and we've got 24 weight remaining. Now, what can we put on there? Maybe we could have more 5-inch guns. Yes, we can. In fact, I'm going to put these 5-inch guns somewhere else. And the reason I'm going to do that is because when they're 5-inch guns are somewhere else, then it also displays the 4-inch guns on the picture of the ship, so it just looks a bit better. And we can put some extra anti-aircraft guns in. I think that's everything we need. And we need to build a load of those. They cost 430 each, so they're not cheap, but they are good. So, that'll be ready next month. Go to the build screen and let's build a Fubuki. Some Fubukis. So that's us with 12 destroyers building. That leaves us short of a bit of money. We'd run out of money in 10 goes, but that's going to be completed in 4 goes the Poto Asseries, so that's okay. Increased elevation, scouting force, airship bomb armament, valuable insights into British armour development technology, and subdivision and damage control. So we now got a budget surplus of 1,500 a month. Foreign policy gap. We seem to have a tension with France and Russia, so maybe we could blame the Russians. Budget and tension, France, budget and tension. You know what? I'm going to see if we can have a war with France, because I bet we could beat them now. Let's look at the almanac. The French they've got double us in battleships and double us in, well, a little bit more than us in battle cruisers. We're doing okay actually. We've got quite a lot of submarines, for example, and we could build some more fairly quickly. So I'm reasonably enthusiastic about a war with France. Let's put some of these out of mothballs. Give it maximum publicity because we want war with France. Improved seaplane carrier. Some of these can be halted. Can we guarantee a victory over France? Our well-trained navy can easily beat them. That gives us prestige and tension. Not without additional funding. That gives us budget, but lowers our prestige. Well, we want budget, and we've got enough prestige, so we don't really care. So now we've got lots of money. We can put some of these on hold. We should condemn the adventurous policies of France and strengthen our own navy. And that puts us just over, so we'll unhold. Actually, no, we won't hold those ones. We'll put this one on hold. And we probably want to build some more destroyers soon, but mobilise our major ships in reserve. This is without doubt France. Yes, war with France, excellent. Surprise attack. We can't really do that because we don't have enough stuff in the area, so we're going to decline that. So, we'll mobilise all our stuff, activate air bases. We're still positive on budget, and we're going to put these on trade protection. That's enough we need for trade protection. We'll look at our submarines. These will all be building, and so we're going to have lots of submarines very quickly. And we're going to go on to unrestricted submarine warfare. And let's look at the map. Can we invade them? I'm not sure that we can. It's beyond our invasion range, but only just. Let's take a load of our ships and put them into Southeast Asia. We're going to move some of our good battleships. These can go to Southeast Asia. Close. And while we're at it, we can put some other ships as raiders. So we've set 6 ships to be raiders, these 4 and these 2, and 4 of those are purpose-built raiders. We're a bit in deficit on a monthly balance, but that's not going to be a problem soon when all these submarines are finished building. And also, we've got a load of destroyers and a battleship that are almost complete as well. So I'm reasonably happy about that. I'm going to build new docks, and we'll have our next go. We have commissioned 22 submarines, and we've sunk 68 merchant ships, and we've also sunk a lot of, our raiders have sunk a lot of ships as well. So I think that puts us a little bit ahead. So a lot of stuff's becoming commissioned. Battleship engagement. We've got 6 in the area, they've got 2, or 4 rather. Yes, accept. And they decline battle. Accept, they decline battle. Commissioned another 7 submarines and some destroyers. We've made advances in subdivision and damage control. Diesel generators, they're good. And we've sunk another 83 merchant ships with our submarines and 13 with our surface ships, so that's 96 altogether. And the French are going to be crying fairly soon. So it's a new turn and our battleship is just about to complete. 7 submarines. Our new battleship has given us insights into their fire control technology. And we now have a massive surplus, so let's build more stuff. I think we're just going to copy that battleship. It's quite a decent ship, so I think we might just build another one of them. Can we have better direct? Yeah, the British have got improved directors now. Have they got better 6-inch guns? No. They've got 18-inch guns, but I don't particularly like them. We've got magazine box protection. Now, if we have magazine box protection, it gives us thicker armour over the magazines, which would magazines the front ones here and here, but thinner armour, half the thickness everywhere else. So we might do that, and if we did that, then we'd be able to get it so thick that they can't penetrate it. So I think we're going to do that. And so our new battleship is similar to Saharan, but it's got belt protection, which gives it 20-inch belt armour, 5.5-inch deck armour. That means our magazines cannot reasonably be protected, be penetrated by enemy ships. It's called Qingtao, which is the Japanese name for Tsingtao, which is something that we captured from the Germans. It's now got 23 medium AA guns as well as light AA guns. It's got improved directors because the British have got that. So all in all, it's an improved version of the Saharan. So let's build that. And while we're at it, we can build some destroyers. And we're building some destroyers. Cruiser action. We've got more ships than they have. They decline battle. Convoy defence. And they've decided to come out and fight. Wonderful. And let's see what ships we've got to this fight. We've just got some destroyers. So let's see what we can do here. Just move them back towards the convoy. And it's quite close to our port, so we're just going to faff about for a bit. Just to escort these merchant ships near to our port. I don't think a battle's actually going to take place here, which is a shame because I would like to fight the French because I'm sure I can beat them. No contact between fleets. No. So they only had 4 destroyers anyway. Aircraft catapult. Food is becoming scarce in France, I'm not surprised. Now let's look at the strategic map. France has got a big fleet here now. They've got 9 battleships, we've only got 6. Here, France has only got 2 light cruisers, so we can afford to move some more ships down. Let's move our CVL, and we'll move those slow ships. We want to keep 1 fast battleship in our home area. That's actually one that's still working up, so it doesn't really count as a battleship yet because we can't actually do anything with it. But that should be enough to start off with. Okay, let's move that to Southeast Asia. And we're going to increase our bases in Southeast Asia because we're way over capacity. If we look in the area, we've got a strength of 143 and a capacity of 100. So we need to build bases. Actually, we should have been building bases for some time, but that's life, isn't it? And we're going to build an air base. A negotiated peace of us gaining disputed border areas. Sounds good to me. We've now got 16-inch guns. Italy has stolen technology from us, but we're not too upset. So, and we didn't actually get anything from that. Oh well, that's a shame. Okay, well, that's the end of this episode. This is episode 10. And so what we've done in this episode is we've fought a successful war against France. What probably happened is that our resources went up a bit. They're now base resource of 26.2, whereas France is 30. So that's gone up a little bit. And we're now at peace. We've got a load of ships. We're building destroyers. We're going to have a new battleship fairly soon. And that seems to be everything. So that's signing off for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and we can continue on the next episode. Bye for now.